This is passage 2. It's a data passage. We know it's data because it only has information, charts, graphs. So our DRC approach means we don't read. You're going to skim and get to the questions quickly. So skimming, I'm just going to look and see I have table 1 and table 2. So I have 2 tables to think about. Looks like I have different strains of something, probably E. coli. They're exposed for 24 hours. It looks like the concentration is changing. So from 0 to 8. And then it's going to say the relative fitness, I guess, is what we're going to see here in these readings. Then we have different mutations. Now I have a basic idea of what the strains are about. So probably 30 seconds is all you want to take, and then get to the questions. Remember our R&R approach to questions: read, then reread. We're going to be doing the reread together. So pause the video, read through the question quickly once on your own. Then we're going to reread and break it down. So question number 7, based on table 1, put your finger on table 1. Make sure you're looking at the right place. As the streptomycin concentration increased, so that's going to be the concentration here goes from 0 to 8. The relative fitness of strain Y, finger on strain Y, what does it do? Well, it goes from 0.7 at 0, and it goes up, then down, then down, then down. So it increased, and then it decreased, so our answer has to be C. Number 8, based on table 1, put your finger on table 1. If strain X, so put your finger on strain X, have been exposed for 24 hours to a concentration of 3, so 3 is going to be between 2 and 4, so write the number 3 in there. Its relative fitness would have been, so it's going to be somewhere between 5 and 0.8 and 0.5, so your answer is G. Number 9, according to table 2, put your finger on table 2. Which of the following statements best describes the effect of the mutation in strain X cells? So put your finger on strain X cells. Compared to non-mutated E. coli cells, strain X cells move streptomycin. So how do they move it? And it says at an increased rate, it's removed. So it's moved out of the cell at an increased rate. Removed at an increased rate. So the answer is D. So this is a suppose if Y question, and we can skim and see we're using table 1, so put your finger on table 1. Suppose an equal number of strand W cells and strand X cells, so put your finger on W and X, were exposed for 24 hours to a streptomycin concentration of 2. So that's going to put them here, right? Which of the strains will be more likely to have the greater number of cells survive? So we look at it, it looks like it's probably going to be X because it's a bigger number. If you didn't see that though, this is one of those questions you can process of eliminate. If you look at choice G and J, they both say that W had a fitness of 1.2 and it did not. It had a fitness of 0.3. So G and J are both out. Then if nothing else, you get a 50-50 shot just based on what's not true in the table. You have to rationalize then that the higher number has a better relative fitness, so strain X will be more likely to survive. So your answer is H. This one can be a little bit tricky, number 11. Consider the mutated strain with an increased rate of cell division according to table 1. So in table 1, we see, all right, great. Well, which one's the mutated strain? You have to find that in table 2, and it doesn't tell you to look there. But in table 2, you see it's strain W that has the increased rate of cell division. Now you know you're looking at strain W in table 1. What was the relative fitness of this strain when it was exposed for 24 hours to streptomycin concentration of 4? So 4, we're right here. So strain W, which is the increased rate of cell division strain, at a relative fitness of 4 is 0.1. So your answer is B. Just a question where you have to really put a lot of different components together in order to answer this question. Question number 12. In this study, the relative fitness of a non-mutated strain. So where are we going to find that? If you go to the reading, you'll see the non-mutated strain is strain U. Sometimes they'll call that the control. in ACT and in science that was grown in the absence of an antibiotic was set to 1. Was this more likely strain U or strain Z? Well, we know it's going to be strain U, so we can go ahead and eliminate strain Z because we're looking for the non-mutated strain. And so we know it was set to 1. So now we're looking at strain U, and we're looking at 1. So was this at a concentration of 0 or 8? So we definitely know that it was 0. So your answer has to be F, strain U at 0 was at a concentration of relative fitness of 1. So F.